guys, welcome for the Game Week 4 Wildcard strategy. We're going to present you some of the drafts that we've curated for you guys here because we know a lot of our viewers are considering Wildcard. So we've come up with 3 or 4 different drafts that can help you and give you sort of an idea what kind of structure you want to have to your team. So without further ado, let's jump onto the first draft.
Okay, so first draft here we have 3 premium picks. We have Ronaldo, Lukaku, and Salah. Let me just give you a background on how we've gone about creating these drafts. We've chosen one draft which has 3 premium picks. That's the one in front of you right now. Another one that has 2 premium picks, and I think a couple of drafts where we have just 1 premium pick. This gives you a lot of options, a different balance to your team in all different drafts. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into this one. Let's start from the front. We have Ronaldo, Lukaku, and Dennis. 2 premium strikers up front with Dennis, someone who is in form. Watford hasn't looked like they will score a lot of goals, but if there are any goals coming in Watford, it's through this man. In the midfield, we have Benrahma, who's in great form. Torres, great form again. Salah and Jota, all 4 players, great form. Brownhill comes onto your bench, so that's that for the midfield. And in the defense, we have Robertson, Semedo, Duffy, Williams, all 5 playing defenders. So you can always pick and choose. You can rotate as the game week goes. The main purpose of this draft here is that you have the time and space to keep moving players around for every game week. You can probably play Williams in one game week and Duffy in the other, and say maybe bench Dennis and go for a 4-4-2 or go for a 4-3-3 or a 4-4. Yeah, either way. So you have a lot of options in this draft. Okay, sir, do you want to touch up on the finer details of this draft?
The viewers from through the team again. Sort of, we've said we have 3 premiums in this team. Technically, you count Trent, there are 4, right? So you've got 1 premium defender, 1 premium midfielder, and 2 premium strikers. What that does is it allows you, and everyone has wonderful fixtures. That's the most important
Robbo
thing.
instead
That's
of
why.
Trent. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah. But the thing is, so Robbo covers a lot from what Trent can do as well. We've seen that in the last 2 seasons. He's, if not as good as Trent, slightly lesser. If you had to put it down to the numbers, he's fully fit. He's back. He's going to be attacking. So yeah, he's a wonderful option there. And if you really feel like you don't want to have someone so expensive and you feel the rest of the defense is not looking as strong, you can easily have someone from Chelsea or from or from City or any other team that you probably want to go for, and with the rest of the money you can have a better, good 4th, 5th defender. So Dennis has wonderful fixtures. That's why he finds himself in this team. Ronaldo is Ronaldo, the GOAT. He needs to be in this team. Lukaku has Aston Villa, who's super easy fixture. I think he can maybe a couple of fixtures are not looking as easy on paper, but then the thing is, if the goal's going to come anywhere, then I think he's more or less going to be involved. Like Karan said, there's a lot of flexibility with this particular team. You can move around quite easily in 1 or 2 transfers. So you can go from a Lukaku from Ronaldo to a Kane as well if you really wanted. You can downgrade to DCL, Jimenez in the coming weeks if you really don't feel like there's value for the money with those particular players. Shift the funds into midfield, defense, wherever you want. So this is technically sort of restarting your season. I think this draft looks really good.
Fair.
Structure.
Moving on, let's move on to the second draft where we have.
For me,
okay, you want to add something? Sure.
I just like to add something. Yeah, I think for me, there is a lack of flexibility in this draft because what I feel is you're going to have a constant playing 11 in this draft. Maybe you can shuffle your defenders, but other than that, in the midfield and attacking options, you're going to have a constant playing mid and playing forwards. And I feel that lack of inflexibility in my team is what tends me to not opt for two premium strikers.
Fair, fair, fair. And
What
for that very reason, we have another draft for people like you. Why don't you touch up on this one then?
Okay, so great. In this starting, we have three great strikers. We don't need to give an introduction for Ronaldo. Antonio has been killing it since the past 3 game weeks. He said he wants to be the top goal scorer. And Jimenez has had 12 goal attempts. He's had 10 chances created. And he's bound to score with these easy fixtures coming up for him. In the midfield, we've got Rafinha, who's a really good player who brings stability to your team. He's consistent, and Leeds have easy fixtures coming up. We have Salah, who's the king of FPL. We have Torres, who's in really great form, and Pepe said he's going to play as a striker. We know how many chances City creates, so if he's going to get on the end of those, he's going to have a good run. And Benrahma has been playing almost right up there with Antonio, so he's looking really good as well. We have Sissoko, who is also going to play an attacking role in Watford, so he might be a really good budget option.
Mm-hmm.
In the defense, we have four really great defenders. We've got Trent, who's proven. We have Shaw, who looks really good. And since Ronaldo is coming in, we might see him get more assists. We have Reguilon, who definitely has attack potential. And despite stats, Spurs have kept quite a few clean sheets till date. We've got Brandon Williams, who's a 4 million Shaw starter. And we have Marsal at 4.5, who's going to give you defensive points with those easy fixtures for Wolves. And he's going to give you attacking returns for sure, I feel. Plus, in the goalkeeping section, we've got the standard keeper Sanchez. I think most of us have that. So I think this team looks very well balanced in most aspects, I feel. And also, you can change your players very freely. Like, you have 7 million forward 7.5. You can switch them for someone else if you want in the future game weeks. You can switch your midfielders as well. I think this is a really good balanced team with flexibility.
Fair. So this is actually the draft that I created for my own team. That if I choose to play my wildcard, this is probably the team I'd go with. And I think I still have about 0.5 to 0.6 mil in the bank, maybe a little more. I was planning to switch Jimenez out for maybe a DCL. And another thing that I'd like to touch up on with this team is that Benrahma might lose his place to Vlasic, not permanently, but his minutes might reduce. And other than that, this team looks pretty good. Rafinha, I'm still contemplating on whether or not I need to have him, whether he is a necessity at this point. He's not really hit the ground running this season so far, and maybe I could get in, say, another 4.5 million midfielder and invest those funds elsewhere. What do you think about that, Kesar?
I like the look of the team, to be honest. I'd personally keep Rafinha.
Mhm.
He's tried and tested last season. Data is there to show for it, and he's played really well.
Yeah.
He's probably not finished as many chances as he could have against United. He could have scored one more goal.
Mm-hmm.
Against Everton, I think he could have scored one more. So he had tough run of fixtures, and he's still given turns in one of the games. And other than the Liverpool game, obviously he's not going to play because of the FA rules around the Brazilian players and Argentinian players and some of the other ones. But the run of fixtures are so easy that you have to keep him in, which is also one of the reasons why we have Jimenez in this team. Even though he's not scored till now, but Wolves have created the highest number of chances, and they're bound to come good at some point. I like the team.
Definitely. So, if we're talking just about this game week, we'd like our viewers to keep in mind that Jimenez might miss out on this game week as well, because Mexico FA are planning to put the same ban as Brazil did on the players returning to England. So, you might want to consider having either one of them in your teams if you want to look at the long term perspective. But for this particular game week, you might opt for just having one rather than both of them, because that will just block one space in your team. Moving on. This is, I think, Kesar's favorite draft, so I'm just going to let him take the lead on this one. It has only one premium pick, which brings a different balance to the side, and you can just see that the funds are so evenly distributed in defense, midfield, and attack. So, Kesar, take it away.
Yeah, so I mean, there are pros and cons to each of the drafts, and for this particular one, obviously, we could debate on the pros and cons, and I'm sure we will in a bit. So I'll take the viewers from through the team first. So Jimenez in strike, wonderful fixtures coming up. They create a lot of chances. He's a good striker. He's proven it in the past. He's bound to come good. DCL is in good form. There's no reason to sort of not have him in your team. Antonio, best value for money striker you can get in the game. Rafinha, we've already touched upon. He's looking really good and good, favorable run of fixtures as well. Salah already touched on. Jota is definitely going to be playing at least 2 games because of Bobby's injury as well as his involvement with Brazil generally. So he's a wonderful asset, and with the run of fixtures that Liverpool has, it's probably a good idea to double up, triple up on them. Greenwood, again, he's been in excellent form. I'm pretty sure he's not going to lose his place, even with Ronaldo coming in. Even if he's not playing as a striker, he'll play on the right wing.
Mm-hmm.
The only time he probably, his position would come into jeopardy would probably be when Rashford comes back. And there's still some time for that. And the thing is, when you're setting a team, you can't be scared of what happens in the future. You've got to look at the present and a little bit of the future. You can't think about, what happens 6-8 game weeks after. Ben Rama, again, we've spoken a lot about him. So when you look at the strike and the defense, at any given day, you've got the best players available from all the different teams. And then going into the defense, we've got some really, really good premium defenders here. We've got Cancelo, very attacking, very high ceiling. We've got Semedo, very high ceiling. We've got Trent, very high ceiling, and Alonso. All of them. And the fifth option is Livramento, who's also actually playing on the wing and attacking quite a bit, even though that team might not give you a lot of clean sheets or attacking points. But he's playing 4.1 at this point. He's 4.1, I believe. A wonderful option in terms of keeper. We've obviously got the standard of Sanchez, and 4 million doesn't matter who's playing. So in terms of this, the pro is that at any game, regardless of who has what kind of fixtures, you'll always have a best 11. That's the best part. You don't have to worry about, do I need to get him in? Do I need to get him out? Make those temporary changes for 1-2 game weeks. You're already set for the next 10-15 game weeks. And the con in this is that if you want to go to a premium asset in a few weeks, you really need to move a lot of stuff around.
Yeah.
Say you want to get a Ronaldo, but don't want to get rid of Salah. That would become a little difficult. You'll probably have to sacrifice one of your other strikers, or probably downgrade a couple of defenders, then move to get that premium. So there's always that sort of a issue. But I think personally, you can see each player gives you good value for money, and that's exactly what you need in an FPL team. And we've already seen in the first 3 game weeks that it's not just the premiums who are like performing and no one else is sort of doing well. All the value assets have been hitting it home this time.
Definitely.
So, yeah, that I like Karan, you said, this is my favorite draft because there's so much. While there might be not flexibility to move to a premium, but the thing is, how many times is a premium one asset going to outscore 2 very, very good value assets? How many times does that happen?
That's true. And also another small pro here is that it'll help you beat the Pep Rule. If ever Cancelo is benched, you know that your first sub is a good one, and he might give you returns. So yeah, that's another positive in this one.
Yeah, with Champions League coming up, you never know who's going to play, who's not going to play. But this kind of a team, even if on a particular day Alonso doesn't play, Cancelo doesn't play, you still have 3 players in defense. If Jota doesn't play, Greenwood doesn't play, you still have 3 midfielders. Same thing with strikers.
Yeah.
So yeah, risk free.
I quite like the look of this team, but not having 2 premiums is just something that I haven't done in a while. So I probably will stick to having 2 premiums. I won't opt for 3 premiums. That's a little too much. That ruins the balance of your team. I don't think anyone would want that. But we have a draft in case you just want to think about it and tinker with your team a little. Rohit, do you have anything to add, or can we move on to the next one?
I think this team looks great. Just one shout out to a player I would like to give. in case Benrahma's spot is threatened, you can opt for Pablo Fornals. He's looked really good as well. He's cheaper than Benrahma, and he's going to start for sure, I feel, because yeah, Moyes definitely favors.
Yeah, another shout out that I'd like to give is Smith Rowe. Yeah, I know. I think he has his place cemented in the Arsenal team right now. They're not hitting form anytime soon. I don't see it happening. But if at all they do, just keep him in mind, and his price might drop further. So you might get him on the cheap. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I think Arsenal have cemented that last spot.
Yeah, they're probably going to lose to Norwich this weekend and, make it completely theirs. Moving on to the last draft that we have here. This again has two premium picks, Salah and Lukaku, as you can see. This is also pretty balanced, not as balanced as the previous one in terms of money allocation, but otherwise, I like the look of this team as well, except for, having five really good midfielders. This team has, say, three great strikers, four good midfielders, one playing midfielder, so you don't have to worry about blanking. Four great defenders and Livramento again. I don't think there is anyone that we haven't already touched up upon except for maybe Semedo. You can always get him replaced for Markal, get zero point 0.4 mil in the bank, and probably tinker a little more with your midfield or say attack. But other than that, this team looks pretty similar to the previous draft. Is there anything that you'd like to add, guys?
So I would just like to tell our viewers that these are our drafts. We've had like varying opinions on these drafts as well. If you have any drafts of your own, definitely DM them to us, and you could win a chance to come on our next video. And these are just like our ideas, and you can have a combination of these, or you cannot have any of these. And it's all cool. Just have fun.
Yeah, like we all know, right, that there is no right strategy to win FPL. Whatever works best for you, you go with that. So please share your drafts, and we'll see how we can bring you on.
Add something. Yeah, I just want to add something to
Sure.
viewers. I mean, what you could really take from these drafts is there are a few players that find place on all of our drafts.
Hmm.
Like Jota, like Torres, who's there, in like most of them. There's a Antonio, there's a CL or a Lukaku or Ben Rama, in most of the drafts. So if there's one particular player you're saying, oh, he's in a lot of these drafts, that means not just us, but the data says that he's right to hold that place in your team. So you could definitely, like the guy said here, look at all the different drafts, see some of the players we think, and the data thinks as well that they should cement a place in your team. Have them, and then the rest of the squad you can fill according to what obviously you feel is best. Yeah.
Definitely. And on that note, I'm just gonna end this video right here. I'm gonna ask all to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell. I think we should do this in the beginning of the video. Either way, like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss a video from us. Please tell us how you like the drafts. If there is anything that you'd like to change from your end, and send in your drafts so we can see them, probably rate them, and best of luck for the game week.